Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Today I'm going to do a serious video. I was actually inspired to do this just a moment ago. I'm up here in the house working in the attic space. It's a really tight fit. I actually can't stand up fully, so I'm kind of like bent at the waist when I do stand up and have to move around. I'm taking a bunch of garbage down from up here. We're doing the next phase of the house renewal here, or renovation. And I got to clear out all this stuff and take up all these boards and do a whole bunch of work. But anyway, it's really hot up here. I'm sweating like crazy. I'm trying to wear long sleeves anyway because it's really filthy up here, and just trying to keep myself protected. There's a lot of like, I don't know, like feces and stuff up here. I think we must have had at some point, you know, some kind of animals. There's like dead bits of birds and stuff all over the place. But anyway, so the reason why I am making this video is because it just occurred to me that this is just a very, very tiny taste of what animals go through on factory farms. They're in super cramped conditions. They can't even you know, stand up or move around or turn around sometimes. Pigs are kept in farrowing crates or gestation crates, you know, for months at a time. Some of them pretty much almost their whole lives, and they're literally beaten just so they stand up because their muscles atrophy and stuff like that. I mean, it's insane. Like, this is just such a minor inconvenience, but like I don't really have good natural light. There's a little bit coming through because we've removed one of the panels there, and there's a tiny little window there, and there's the little entrance door, you know, in front of me here. But yeah, I mean, animals don't get sunshine. They don't get fresh air. They don't get to move around. They don't get to turn. And you know, it's just really crazy when you think about it. Like, I just have a little bit of poop to deal with here on the floor. You know, it's not much. You can see some of it right there. But, you know, I'm concerned about, like, you know, my health. I don't want to be inhaling this stuff. I should probably be wearing a mask. But anyway, that's another story. But, you know, I have a choice to be here. I'm fixing this house. Animals don't get a choice. We take it away from them. And it's really upsetting when you think about it. And the reason I'm also making this video is because this week I've just had a couple of, you know, interactions with people on Twitter. You know, some of these people, I think I might even put up like on the screen so you guys can see the comments. Not to shame the person, maybe I'll even black out their name. But anyway, we'll see. But really just to give you an idea of kind of like, there are these people who are just, you know, it's like almost every single person I interact with on Twitter who's like kind of like a really anti-vegan person. They're all about like, oh, you know, I only eat grass-fed, you know, whatever. I don't support the factory farm system. But in every case I've seen, these people are just lying. What they do is they buy an occasional grass-fed steak to assuage their guilty conscience. And I've written back to this person in particular this exact statement, because what's happening is they're doing what I used to do. That's what I used to do. I used to go to Whole Foods when I was living in, you know, in the States. And I would buy the $20 a pound, you know, grass-fed steak and think like, oh, I'm doing right. I would buy the organic, you know, chicken liver or like the pork or whatever. And of course, I didn't do it all the time. I just did it every once in a while because I can't afford to eat like that. I wasn't making millions of dollars. So it's like, you know, I just did that whenever I felt like, it, you know, I was going to do a treat for myself. And every other time I just bought the same factory farmed, you know, disgusting stuff that everyone else buys all the time. Because that is 90% of whatever, you know, people are consuming. And, you know, the vast majority of what people are consuming are factory farmed products. And everyone is running around trying to, you know, show off how they're only eating grass-fed whatever. You know, I pointed out to this person on Twitter, you know, even Sean Baker, there's videos of him just going into an In-N-Out. You think In-N-Out is getting grass-fed steaks and beef and whatever? No, they're getting factory-farmed animals that live in deplorable conditions. This whole grass-fed notion is just a complete nonsense, you know, thing to appease people's consciences and make them think that they're doing something that's like noble for the animals. They're not. They're literally just being made suckers to pay extra for something that they think is more humane or more kind of like less evil, I guess, yeah, not more, but less evil than what everyone else is consuming on a daily basis. And, you know, even this person that I was engaging with on Twitter, they admitted that, you know, they try to do that, but when you know, when they can't, you know, even the bad meat is better than no meat because they're on the carnivore diet. And, you know, this is what I always say, and I have said to many people when they tell me that they're, you know, reducitarians, or they only eat a little meat, or they only get the humane, the free range, the grass fed, the whatever. I'm like, yeah, so are you doing vegan meals when you go to a restaurant? And, you know, they always look at me like, huh, why? And I say, because are you checking into their supply chain? Are you looking at where, well, no. It's like, okay, so right there, you know, the couple times a week that pretty much everyone eats out or gets a sandwich or, you know, has a work lunch or whatever, like they're automatically consuming and contributing to that system. A system that doesn't even allow animals to stand up or turn around, you know, in many cases, like especially for chicken and pigs and stuff. I mean, for cows, it's probably a little bit harder, but I think even there they would do it. I think if they could, the farmers, I think the only reason they don't is because it's not practical. Those animals are really big and really hard to kind of control as much as like, you know, chickens and pigs. So yeah, sorry to be a, you know, a downer in like a real serious video here. I usually try to keep it positive, but this just really made me, you know, feel like, yeah, like these poor animals are getting a bum rap, and it sucks. I mean, like, it's disgusting in here. It smells terrible. Like, I can't wait to just be done with this cleaning and just clean the whole thing out and rip out all the wood and open it up. So yeah, I mean, work continues on the house. Hope you guys found this interesting, and if you did, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not signed up. And yeah, if you're watching this and you're not a vegan, I really encourage you, please do look into the conditions that animals live in, and imagine yourself for a moment having to endure what they endure, being stuck in their own waste, not being able to turn around. I mean, just even try working in a space this short. I'll stand up for you guys just so you can see. I mean, this is as much as I can stand up. And I mean, I'm like bent at the waist. Like, I literally can't even, I can't even stand up halfway. Imagine having to live your life like that. Imagine being in a prison where you can't turn around. Read the, you know, the book by the guy who was in the movie Catch Me If You Can. I can't remember his name now. Anyway, read that book. The guy details his time in prison, in the French prison. I mean, he was basically kept in a tiny, basically hole in the ground, no sunshine, naked, no warm clothes, constant cold, stuck in his own waste, you know, bread and water basically, lost half his body weight over the course of like, I think 6 months or something, you know, almost died, had like problems with his eyesight when he came out, all this kind of stuff. Read those descriptions. Think about that for a moment. And that's what we do to animals. That is what we do to 90 whatever percent of the animals. And if you think that, like, okay, but I only eat grass-fed, are you really only eating grass-fed? There's very few people on earth who are actually doing that. And, you know, this is the thing. Like, it's like I sent my $20 to Live Aid. Living Color, I've mentioned this before too. They have that song. It's like I paid my guilty conscience to go away. That's what we're doing. That's what I used to do too. And I'm encouraging you to think about it and really consider making a change, going vegan, try it. It's super easy. It's a win-win-win for everybody. It's a win for you because your health is going to be better. Red meat is a, what do you call it? Not a known carcinogen. It's a likely carcinogen. I think that's the wording. I'm trying to remember. I'll put it on the screen. If you look at all of the health agencies out there now, they have admitted that processed meats are known carcinogens. It's the highest level, you know, possible. And red meat, even unprocessed red meat, so fresh, you know, steaks, burgers, whatever, and even pork. Pork is red meat, despite all the stupid ads that people ran for the pork industry, calling it the other white meat. It is red meat. Red meat means anything from a mammal. So basically, it's anything that's not a bird, a chicken, a turkey, whatever. If it's not a fish and if it's not a bird, it's a mammal, like it's red meat. That is a likely carcinogen. And why would you be eating this? It's bad for your health. It's bad for the animals. It's bad for the environment. So please consider this and make the change. Go vegan. Hope everybody's good. See you in the next one. Bye.